So we are now back at our abode here across the canal from where we were just now. That's the house in the dark that looks so pretty in the sunlight. We only made it as far as the house behind the screen, and two guys there engaged us in conversation, and we had a beer with them. Heineken, which is very prevalent here. So now we're back. I thought I would do a PSA on a public service announcement on
Speak to strangers in France.
Well, I don't recommend that. Well, it was fine. But
don't bring your wife.
AKA Pulp Fiction, things are the same, but it's just kind of different. So let's start in the bathroom. One, towel warmers seem to be pretty prevalent. This is the first one that has actually worked. And I thought they were like a radiator, but this one's electric, and it's been nice. My towels will be nice and warm. Shower.
But for me, it's being able to wash your socks and underwear and things in the sink and just hang them up on the towel warmer, and they're dry in like half an hour.
Boy. Shower. This is a huge shower compared to what we've been in. Most of them have been kind of like phone booths, if anyone even knows what a phone booth is anymore. This one you can actually stand in and turn around. A couple have not.
Wait, toothpaste. There was a long discussion between me and the folks at the pharmacie en Paris about I needed something to brosser mes dents, but not for pain, just to clean them.
I don't know what that said. Most toilets flush with this button on top. That's becoming more prevalent, I think, everywhere in the U.S.
Except you can't, if you don't know this, you can't take the top off of the back of the toilet without unscrewing that.
Yeah, because you had to have blue toilet water, so you have to...
Well, I had to make sure it's clean.
Anyway, outlets. More about them in a second, but this place has these switches that are pretty cool. That turns on the outlet for the hairdryer. That turns off the light. Here's an outlet. There's an outlet. Bought these macarons today at a nice supermarché, a supermarket, where they have these macarons.
And you choose all your favorites.
And I picked 6.
Voila.
Pistachio, raspberry, I think that's caramel, chocolat, cookies and cream, and another caramel. Sam has made the place very homey. None of this stuff was here. And we have a charcuterie, cheese and meat board with some fresh baguette that we got today.
And I'm super excited about my find at the little market in town here. I got this, I believe it's an antique laguiole.
She bought that.
Cheese knife.
And some
brass
some knives and forks, because this place didn't have any at this market on the town square for €3 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to the kitchen. Refrigerators are generally under the counter, small like this, which is fine. That's plenty of stuff. We don't need a 20 cubic foot refrigerator because most of that food ends up going to waste.
Not to mention that we've had one about a third of that, not a third of that size, but smaller than that in the camper for last year.
Cooktop. Had a little trouble with this. Probably, again, not foreign to the United States, but it didn't work until you pressed this lock button.
It took us a little while to figure that out.
It's working great. And this was pretty cool. Microwave. It's also a grill. If you look up in here, there's a heating element up there. So you can actually grill something, or microwave and grill at the same time if you have safe dishes.
They have those in the US too.
I'm sure they do. Just I don't get around that much.
And I added, there was nothing on this counter when we got here, by the way.
And they had one fork, one knife, 2 plates, about that many glasses. Oh, ice! Get the ice out. That's so cool. So ice is a big problem in Europe.
For us, not for them.
Ice, at Julia's in London, I asked if she had any ice. She said, "Why would you need ice? It's not summer yet." Well, for to put in a cold drink. This is the ice cube tray that came with this place.
And that's a lot.
Here's
actually,
for scale.
For most places.
For scale, hands. Those. That is an ice cube. So we went to the store looking for ice cube trays. They were the same size as this one. And then we found this. It's plastic bags that you fill from the top, and then it filters through to all of these little cubicles, and there it is. And then when you want ice,
I'll show you.
What's it like?
Let me demonstrate.
I know, but we don't have that much time.
Sure we do. We have all the time. So you take the bag.
And they're disposable, obviously, because you can't get the ice cubes out without tearing the bag.
You might be able to, but we wouldn't know.
And there's like 15 or 20 in the box. I'm going to pause this for 1 second.
So this is the bag that came from this box that makes the ice cubes. And it's super cool. I have no idea how this magic happens, but it has all these chambers, and you just pour it down this top one. Nothing has to be sealed. It just doesn't come out. The water just doesn't come out. I don't know how, but it works. Watch. Regarde.
And there it goes. And the beauty of this is you can lay it flat in these tiny little freezers, so it doesn't take any space.
Can you see where it's filling up the chambers?
Yeah,
already?
we can. Wee wee. It's making me want to wee wee.
So then look, you just, like, after
That
it's
it?
full,
You're
you
done?
just kind of pull on it, and that's it. It's done. And the water doesn't come out. It's just like, I mean, it's dripping a little bit just because I was making it. But like, we put it in there, and you lay it down, and nothing. See? It doesn't come out. It folds over itself and keeps all the water in. It's in the freezer.
But just as backup, I put some water
There's a
in
bowl of ice.
So that's a one big cube.
And these are my frozen garlic and chives.
But what you end up with is one of these.
And then you just
So that was
squirt
great.
them out. Oops.
It's like a slushy or a popsicle.
Mm-hmm. But they're there. Beautiful.
Moving on to electricity. That's the outlet. There's 2 prongs for European or EU electrical devices. Got to get yourself one of these. It's a multi-purpose plug. I'll let Sam demonstrate. Right now it's doing EU
But
with the 2 prongs.
yeah.
This one has 3 adapters. So look on the side. Well, that's how it plugs in.
Okay, so this is the EU plug. That is
That's British.
the UK plug. 3 prongs. And there's
Yes,
the US.
So it does all 3. We've used 2 because we're not in the US. Put it in.
And we wouldn't need them in the US.
Put them in.
You put it in, but see that goes in because most of the local plugs, it would appear, have a female in their plug part, not the port.
Might be a
but
ground, I don't know.
So yeah, so you just
Plug it in.
there, and then we got the.
Then you could plug in, if you have a British device, you could plug that in.
If you have a US one like we do,
Yep.
that goes right in those 2 slots right there. And
Or
then
you've
USB on
this
top.
one has 3 or 4 USB connectors.
Plus, I think that one is type. What is that? Type C.
C.
Yeah, that one too.
So now you could charge
Other
the
stuff.
gizmo like my battery pack. By the way, this happens to be Tesson. This cost less than $20. Great little gizmo. We're not getting any endorsements from this. $20 on Amazon, give or take. Prochaine? Next.
Yep.
Place comes with a TV. However, it doesn't really work because we were told it's in hotel mode and you can't connect it to Wi-Fi, even though it has a thing with Netflix and Amazon and that kind of stuff on it. But you can also cast to it, and when you do that, it puts out a signal to cast to using Chromecast on your phone, but it won't connect. So we have an HDMI cable coming to hook up the laptop to play videos that we can download, and you know, that's no big deal. This is the strangest thing for me. This is a ceiling fan,
Let me demonstrate.
which I've never seen this. It spins around. It's kind of dirty. Should write them to tell them they should clean the louvers, whatever they are. But something in there spins around, and you can reverse it to go clockwise or counterclockwise. And unlike a ceiling fan, they say it makes no difference in the air movement. It's just personal preference. Ceiling fan, you do one in the summer, one in the winter, so the blades push the air up or down, I've been told. But it's got a light. It's very quiet, beautiful looking, not like a ceiling fan with all the blades. Windows. Most of the windows we've seen are like this. No screens. And they're either hinged on one side like this, or they're hinged at the bottom and they drop open from the top, which is kind of strange.
Don't love that. Who's that? I never even saw that.
Oh, there's something else.
What is that?
Oh, so here's a switch we just found. We've only been here 2 days. And apparently,
As we're giving the tour here, I was like, hey, what's that?
that louver comes down. So
Block the sun out.
hasn't been a problem because the sun really doesn't shine directly in here.
And I need all the air I can get. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah. One thing, there's no screens on windows.
Wait, unless there's one
And-
that we don't know about.
And we were across the canal and there were some mosquitoes out there.
So many mosquitoes.
But there were also plenty of bats as the sun went down.
Full mosquitoes.
So there you have it. Yeah, one thing, we like to have pillows. This comes with 4, 2 decorative. So there's not enough pillows in
There's
Europe.
never enough of those anywhere.
And not blankets. I mean, and why would you make everything white with a bunch of American slobs sleeping on it?
Well, no one will.
Just to, you know, tidy up things here a bit.
Can anyone tell us what this is?
It's a little string attached to a thing.
But it doesn't really want to be pulled, so I'm not going to pull it. But it wants to be pulled because that's why it has this string. But it doesn't want to be
We
pulled.
don't know what
so
that does.
Nothing.
Yeah, we're not sure. We thought maybe this was art on the wall, but maybe they're
But no, what?
hat racks or they're a little out from the wall, so maybe that's.
These are like the only hooks that we've found
Yeah.
in Europe, I think.
They're also very stingy with hangers.
Hangers, pillows,
I mean,
Most
you talk
things.
about
actually. But it's fine.
what's her name, Crawford,
Just gotta
with
figure
wire
out
hangers.
stuff.
There's a lot of wire hangers here.
But every place has had like walls of closets. Like everything looks like neat and clean. And then luckily there's lots of closet space wherever we go. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's a whole wall of closets.
Oh, here's an important thing. One, I had to buy a real Skippy creamy peanut butter to have with some apples or bananas. The other peanut butter we bought in England was just not a good texture. Weird thing about potato chips.
In the UK.
In the UK, you can't seem to buy like a big bag of chips. You open up a big bag of chips in England, and you find 6 smaller bags inside.
Which I think is fantastic, and why we bought the same thing in France was I like the portion control. So even though you can buy a big bag in France, I went with the little ones because I like the way that UK does it.
I bought these today. Were very nice, little frites.
We discovered those on the 14-hour bus ride from Paris to Beziers, but yummy.
Little French fry looking frite snacks. Tonic again with the ice. In previous trips, they do have gin, but they didn't know what a gin and tonic was in Paris. And when you wanted tonic, like a gin and tonic, you had to pay for a little tiny bottle of tonic. They don't have the little thing in bars where the bartender presses the button and tonic comes out, or Coke, or 7-Up. And finally, I think Sam bought this today, gum.
Sugar-free gum for you because you like the ones at home, not like those big Orbit. What do they call those things? It's Orbit, right? Cubes.
I think so.
In the tub, but they had these little ones, and as soon as you put one in your mouth, I heard, oh!
They were very strong. Comes in a little pack of 4 or 5. So they have potatoes in Europe. Rice, some onion. Things are smaller because they're probably not genetically modified. So the onions are smaller, the apples are smaller, the potatoes are smaller. You don't have this 2-pound Idaho potato.
I love the little onions because I don't have to chop a giant onion and save half of it in the fridge. I just get a little onion and that's all I need for our breakfast or whatever. I don't need to be storing stuff unnecessarily. Maybe that's why the fridges are small.
Yeah, no, I love the smaller fridge. So that's about it. Just a few things. If you have any other pointers or comments, leave them below because I'll like and subscribe to this video. I don't know what that means. That's what everybody always friggin' says.
Wait,
so
here, look. This is the heat unit, by the way.
Yeah, here's how you heat the whole place.
We won't be needing that.
Or you turn on the towel warmer, and that takes care of the bathroom.
Cheers.
We're here for the whole month.
Tomorrow we may go look at some houses nearby.
Adios, amigos.